first. Testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. All right, just talking like your normal talking voice.
Well, hello there. Okay. Hello. Yeah. NYR.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I declare a
Look at
thumb
him.
war.
Look at him, mate.
I don't know.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ripple Effect podcast. I am joined in the studio with Brady Bollman and Kirsten Defreitas on my left, and I'm your host, Levi Black. And I'm just really excited to get back in the podcast room. It's been a hot minute. How are you all doing?
I'm doing good.
Kirsten, you've been on the podcast before, haven't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Brady, this is your first time?
Yes.
Yeah. How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good.
All right, that's good. All right, we're going to start off our podcast with the Sunday recap. And what I wanted to ask both of you all first is, what was your Sunday morning like here at the church service? What did you do? What was your favorite part? We'll have Brady, you go first.
All right. My favorite part of Sunday was probably Sunday school in the morning, where Levi taught a very, very nice lesson. I really enjoyed it, and I thought that was my favorite part.
All right.
I was just leading, well, not leading, but I was on stage this Sunday, and I always like doing that a lot. I like playing and singing. Sometimes playing's a little rough, but I make it through it. But that was fun, and I always like spending the time with the other worship people.
You know, so I noticed on Sunday while you were singing, it looked like you had gotten up and gotten dressed and everything, but you didn't change your shoes at all, because it looked like you were still wearing slippers up there on stage. Is that correct?
No,
No? Oh, okay.
they were these ones.
It was those?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look like slippers to me.
There's like 3 layers of
Yeah.
the sole there.
Wow.
Wow, that's very interesting.
You can't even see them on the video.
Must be a
Here,
misprint.
show everybody.
Must be
That's
a
my shoes.
Must be a misprint.
Misprint, yeah. Anyway, so as we're progressing in our Sunday recap, I got the opportunity to teach the high school once again. It was good to be back and do that. But it was a very busy morning because we got back from NYR, which we'll talk more about that later. We got back late Friday night, and I had not caught up on sleep at all yet. And I had to drag myself out of bed in order to get up and get moving, and I was fighting my eyes, trying to keep them open the whole time. But we made it through it, and it was good. But one of the things is we got to sit and listen to Ed Lewis's sermon. Mm-hmm. Ed Lewis is a state representative, a politician.
Uh-oh. I'm
just kidding. He said in his sermon that he didn't like to be called a politician, and said some pretty good jokes. I'd never heard any of those jokes. Those are pretty good jokes. Anyway, he's also served as an elder here at Timberlake before, and so he got to preach while Daniel's out on sabbatical, and he did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He is progressing in the series of resilient faith Daniel had started right before he left. And he went through 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, and he kind of took the approach going verse by verse, talking through the whole chapter. He did a really good job. He was very detailed, in depth. It was cool to hear from him. And really, what he was talking about was when Paul goes to Thessalonica and establishes that church, they end up getting chased out of Thessalonica because of all the stuff going on. People that were against them didn't like what they were teaching. And what Paul is saying is basically he knows that those people are going to endure trials. They know they're going to go through hard times, and he was scared, or he was afraid for them that they hadn't been developed in their faith enough to withstand those trials. And so he ends up, about midway through the chapter, we see him sending Timothy back to them to help encourage them, help to build them up. And Timothy comes back to Paul and says, yeah, they're doing great. They're doing a great job. They're staying faithful. They're loving each other. And Paul kind of gets this celebration at the end. And so that's really what Ed was talking about, was that we can build our faith through trials. Not that we should always be scared of them, but there's a lot of benefit that can come from them too, if they're treated well. If we don't allow them to just chase us away from God, but also but to turn us back to him or bring us closer to him. So I thought he did a really good job. I enjoyed getting to listen to somebody that we don't normally hear from. I know he teaches a class each Sunday, but not all of us get to hear from him. So that was good. Moving on in our podcast, we have the TLCC top 3. These are the top 3 things that you need to know about that are going to be coming up, some announcements. And number 1 is Grief Share and Divorce Care. Those happen on Tuesday evenings, and they're going to be starting August 5th from 6 to 7:30 each week. These are support groups for working through the emotions of life events, big, difficult life events. And I know that they have impacted a lot of people here in our congregation or even people outside of it. And they've been a really valuable resource that the counseling ministry has been putting on. So you can sign up for those going to tlcc.church/groups. That's where you'll be able to find those, and you can sign up for those groups. Like I said, they're going to be starting August 5th from 6 to 7:30, and that's going to be each week following after that. If you are going through Grief Share and you want the workbook, it is going to be $20 for that workbook. So just keep that in mind. Number 2 is One Life classes. Those are going to be starting up again. The first session, it's a 2-week session, the One Life class is. And the first one that's coming up is going to be August 3rd and 10th. So if you would like to sign up for those classes, I know Brian talked about it from the stage a little bit yesterday as far as to what that class is. That's going to be starting August 3rd and 10th at 9 a.m. Once again, you can go to tlcc.church/groups tlcc.church/events, and that's where you're going to be able to find that. Or if you don't want to use that route, you can also call the Timberlake office, and we'll be able to get you signed up that way. But the One Life class is a really, really cool, unique class where you get to learn how you're going to, or how to interact with our one, and how we can do a better job about bringing our one into the flock of Christ and being able to evangelize them in a new way. And so it's a really, really cool class. I'd highly encourage you, if you have not attended that class yet, go ahead, get signed up, and go ahead and go through that class. Like I said, it's going to be 2 weeks. First one's August 3rd and 10th during the 9 a.m. service. The third thing from the TLCC Top 3 wants you to know about is the Back to School Sunday. So we're going to be planning that. That's coming up August 17th. It's going to be right as all the students and teachers getting geared up for school. I know y'all are really looking forward to that, right?
Yep.
So excited.
You're both going into your junior year.
Mm-hmm.
You're so close to the end of high school. How does it feel?
It's a good thing, but at the same time, I'm gonna miss the freedom.
Gonna miss the freedom of summer.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
9
Being in school every day.
9 months in, 3 months off. I really enjoy that, and you know, I don't know, but at the same time, I'm kind of excited to see where life takes me.
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's good.
Let's see.
Me too.
Kirsten, are you looking forward to going back to school?
I'm kind of excited because it's a lot of people to be around, and I like that. But I'm also a little bit like, I like summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, summer's nice. Sometimes Missouri summers are not nice.
Yeah.
Like what it is right now. It's like 97 degrees outside, and it's humid, and it's completely miserable, and it sucks.
Miss Colorado weather.
Yeah, we were just in Colorado last week, and we come back. It's like, all right, we just want to go back. I just want to go back to Colorado weather. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The Back to School Sunday, August 17th, we're going to be honoring teachers and other school employees. And with that, we're going to be doing gift cards for them. So leading up to that Sunday, we're going to be collecting gift cards, and those are going to be due to the office by the 14th of August. And the minimum of those gift cards needs to be $10. If you would like to be over that $10, that's totally up to you. But we ask that there at least be $10 on that gift card. And we ask that it's also, the gift cards are to a local restaurant or a store, something that as we gift it to these school employees or teachers, that they can get it and be able to use to help benefit them as they're going into the school year. Not that we don't want to give them, like a Lambert's gift card that's a restaurant that's 3 hours away, something like that. Just give it a gift card that's something they can use locally. There's lots of different things you can do. I know there's a Starbucks opening up soon. There's scooters, pizza places, lots of different things they can use. So that's going to be happening on the 17th. But if you're wanting to give a gift card, $10 minimum and due to the Timberlake office by August 14th. I'm really excited about it. I know I'm no longer in school, so it doesn't really affect me as much. But I am actually looking forward to getting back into our normal programming during the school year. So I am looking forward to school starting back up and getting back into the swing of things. Mm-hmm. Wednesday night starting back up soon. So it's kind of a bittersweet. It's bitter that summer's ending, but it's also sweet that we get to experience some new things as well. All right, so that leads us into our spotlight of the week of this podcast, and that is NYR. So NYR stands for Nationwide Youth Roundup. And this is a trip that I led last week. We go out to Sedalia, Colorado. It's a trip. It's about 12 hours away, somewhat about like that. And we actually get to go and camp up in the mountains as a group together. And there's all these other youth groups. Probably about 70% are from Missouri, yeah. And there's a few others from Louisiana, Washington, Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, lots of different places. And it's really it's a super, super cool experience because being up in the mountains, we get to camp. There's no cell reception, and we get to just experience something very different together as a group. But then we're also there with. This year we had over 1,700 people out there. So we're there with all these other groups from all over the place, get to see new people and some new things. So one question I wanted to ask you all was, what is one thing you feel like you learned from the trip, and what is your favorite memory from the trip? You can go in any particular order. It doesn't matter who goes first.
One thing that I learned is probably, well, I don't know if it's learned, but like I was really reminded of like how worthy God is. Like, because that's a lot of what it was all about, was like keeping your eyes focused on Jesus. And I like got reminded why we need to keep our eyes focused on Jesus, like all that he's done for us, and not only us, but all the other people and people in the Bible and everything. That's what our class was a lot about, was about like the people that were really faithful in the Old Testament. So it was like how much they went through and how much I should like be willing to do for God.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have a favorite memory?
I don't know, maybe getting into the Platte River.
Into the Platte River. You should tell the story.
Okay, so we went to go float down the Platte River, which is a really cold, long river down the mountain that was close to where we were camping. And it was very, very cold. So we all filled up our floaties, and we all started stepping down into the water, and everybody just started screaming, like it didn't matter who you were, guys, girls. No, it was everybody was screaming. It was crazy.
Was great. And some of us sank.
Yeah.
And we slowly started losing people down the river because their floaties would pop, and then they would like have to figure out what to do.
And there was so many rocks, there was no walking.
Yeah, they would hit a rock and their floaty would pop. But yeah, the Platte River was really fun, but everybody's initial reaction of getting in was probably one of my favorite memories from the trip.
Yeah, that was so good. I mean, we had a meeting a week before we left, and it was funny because in the meeting I was like, remember, this is mountain water. Like, this is going to be cold. And then as soon as everybody steps in the water, nobody could hold it back. Everybody was screaming. Yeah. It was so cold.
It was so bad.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, everybody was uncomfortable together. It was so much fun. And like he said, about halfway through, a couple of floats popped. So Laura and I gave our floats to them. So then Laura and I started walking along the road for about half mile. And then a couple other floats popped. So by the end of it, we had about 5 of us that were walking along the road just to finish out the last little bit. But
Thane lost his shoe.
Yeah.
Started floating away.
Lost some things. And yeah, it was a really fun experience. I enjoyed it too.
One thing I definitely learned was following with her was the theme, Eyes on the Throne. it really made me think about like where my eyes were and what I had on my throne. And I really started thinking like, was I really putting Jesus first before all these things? And like she said, it really was just showing how worthy Jesus is of our, in the song where Jesus, you don't owe us anything. It just really like put it all into perspective for me of where I need to have my eyes and who I need to have on my throne. And my favorite memory, there was a lot. I had a good time. Definitely not the drive down there or back. Cramp situations. So, but the food, I think I did eat about 4 bowls of chili one night.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that I know it was rough, but I really enjoyed the food and just being with everybody when we would hang out on the top of the mountain and just being together was nice. So.
That's good. Yeah, so we had a group of 26 of us. There were 21 students and 5 of us leaders that went. And so in two 15-passenger vans, that's 30 spots available. 26 of those were taken. It was pretty tight spaces on the way there and on the way back. Mm-hmm. So it was a full trip, but it was a really good trip.
It was really good.
Yeah. I would say so. Brady, can you here? Let's move your microphone. You can show everybody your shirt right there. Oh, it's back. It may be backwards on the video.
Shit.
You might not be able to read it. But the theme this year was called "Eyes on the Throne," and they were talking through Hebrews 11, 12, and 13, and really throughout the entire week they only focused on the first 3 or 4 verses of chapter 12 throughout almost the entire week, and we just kind of touched loosely on the other 2 chapters. But they really did a good job talking about this idea of Jesus is on the throne, but we need to be keeping our eyes on him if we're going to actually run the race that's set before us well. And that's what they talked about early on there in Hebrews chapter 12. But they had, I believe it was 5 different speakers come out, and they were just really top-notch speakers. People like Brother Chocolate is what he called himself. Terry Davis, I believe, is his real name. And Jim Dalrymple, Michael DeFazio. We had Jason Darden. He did a really good job. I think he was probably my favorite speaker. Yeah. And then Drake Holderman finished it out on the last day. And they really did do a really good job of talking about all the things that go into our walk with Christ and how easily, you talked about it, how easily it is where our eyes can be placed elsewhere. Our focus can shift away from Christ, and that can cause all these different things. It can cause us to veer off the path that he has for our lives. It can cause us to start to lose faith. But if we're able to keep our eyes on the throne and have disciplined devotion to him, that we can finish the race that's set out before us well, and that we can run the race well. And so I really enjoyed getting to learn all of that. We had two sermons every day for 5 days, so 10 sermons on about 5 verses. It was awesome. Yeah,
and about 50 songs.
Yeah, and the worship out there is top notch too. It's so cool. They bring in a semi trailer that they turn into a stage, so it ends up being
so good.
Like, in all honesty, it's like a concert setup out there. It's just so cool. But we had his name's Caleb. I can't remember his last name off the top of my head.
Maitland.
Yeah, Maitland.
Oh yeah. So Caleb Maitland was leading worship, and he did a phenomenal job too. They do a really good job about, like, we're singing, we're praising, but your eyes aren't on the people leading worship. They should be on God, and they do a good job about doing that, not just making it a show, and that was really enjoyable. I would have to say, I'm trying to think of my favorite memory, because there really are so many. There were a lot of inside jokes from the trip, like talking about people's best attributes and
Their best attributes.
You'll have to ask Brady about that one later if you see him around.
Oh gosh.
I think Brady made most of the inside jokes.
That's probably true, yeah. But I mean, there's so many memories that we have that were so good.
Mm-hmm.
But I would probably have to say the last night we're finishing up the very last worship service, and the band's like, all right, let's end it with a celebration. They play a couple of songs and they just go all out. Everybody's praising together at the top of their lungs. And I'm just up there jumping with everybody. We're all jumping around, having a great time. I actually took a video of it. I posted on Facebook. Took a video like jumping with everybody, and I had to say that's probably one of my favorite memories, just because like we're all celebrating how amazing the week has been, just having a great time praising Jesus, and yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Yes.
All right, so I have one more question for you two to answer. If somebody else was interested in going on this trip, what would you tell them to convince them, or tell them why they should go on this trip to MYR?
I'd say if you're interested in going at any bit, I would just go, because I was a bit hesitant at first because, it's a different atmosphere, I don't have my bed or anything, so I would suggest bringing a good sized tent.
Yeah.
Because we did find out the hard way that tents are a lot smaller than they seem.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah,
but
true.
I would, if you even are just thinking about it, I would just go, because it's an experience and you feel closer to God. And even though the self-service hit me a bit hard, so in certain days, it was honestly just great to not worry about anything on the outside, and just focus solely on God and worshiping God and keeping my eyes on the throne.
Yeah.
So
Very good. Very good. Thanks, Brady.
I would say that NYR truly changes lives. And I think even if you don't think your life could be changed, or like you think that you're already good, your life will still be changed. Like I feel like both times I've been changed, even though I feel like I've grown up in the church, I know about everything,
Yeah.
like it's not gonna be this impactful like crazy thing, but it always is every time. So I think even just that alone, like, yeah, you might be uncomfortable at times because you're in a tent and you can't talk to anybody back at home or whatever, but it's so worth it. Like so worth it. And it's just so much fun. Like I also love playing the games and stuff there. It's always great, and just everything about it is like as good as you can get.
It's good being around people with this somewhat the same mindset that you have. And we saw, I don't know how many people get baptized.
I think it was
99.
99.
Yeah, 99 people got baptized
so
out there.
almost 100 people get baptized. Was just, I mean, like I said, it changes lives. And I mean, even if it's just a few people, I mean, it's new people. So.
Yeah. I mean, NYR is a very special place, because the last time I was there is in 2019, and I mean, it's just like you said, it changes you. No matter if you've been following God for 5 years already, or 10 years or 20 years as an adult, whenever you go there, your life's gonna change. You're gonna learn new things. You're gonna have these great experiences with God. And in 2019, whenever I was there, I mean, that was where I made the decision to go into ministry, because I'd felt this tug in my heart, and that was where I got the chance to talk to different leaders about it and walk through that. And it's like, okay, God, if this is what you want me to do, then this is what I'm going to do. And it really just is such a truly special place. And I think one of the biggest things, or the reasons why that is their programming is great. They have great people that come out, put it on. They don't get paid for it. I mean, everybody's doing it all volunteer, which is awesome. And they have such a big production, all just run by people who just want to come and invest in everybody, which is so amazing. But what makes it truly special is you're uncomfortable together, camping in tents. You're having to make all your own food, and you're uncomfortable together, but you don't have any cell reception. There's no Wi-Fi, where there's no distractions. All you have is just spending time together, and then spending time with God. And that's where you just don't experience that anywhere else today. In any other event, or even in our daily lives, most of the time, we can't experience no distractions like what we can out there at MYR. And it's just really a truly special experience. So I hope that in future years, whenever we're going to NYR, that if you're able, that you'll join with us, because it really is. Or also, if you're not able to, that you would pray for our group going out there, and just be someone who's cheering everybody on, because I mean, we had a great group this year, and there was some great things that happened already, and it can only just get better from here.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you all very much for sharing. We're going to wrap up our podcast. Usually we do a blessing of the week. And what I thought would be fun to do a little bit differently this week is, rather than do just one blessing of the week, I figured we could change it to an encouragement of the week. So what I've asked each of them to do is just off the cuff, what are some encouragements, or one encouragement that you would give to someone this week? So who would like to start?
Ladies first.
No, you got it, Brady.
What a gentleman, Brady.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got to
Go for it, Brady.
Okay. One encouragement I would give to people. Well, I would say, don't let things you can't control get in the way of things that you can control, because I feel like a lot of times, most of the time, I'm letting things, or trying to control things that I either can't control or I shouldn't be trying to control. And those things just overlap with the things that matter, and it just ruins things. And I would just encourage you, if there's something that you feel like is just completely out of your hands, then, just give it to God. Things that I've been doing better is just things that I can't control, giving it to God. Because when it's in His hands, I just feel relief. So, yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Brady.
I would say probably there's never going to be the perfect moment to start getting better. If you feel like, oh, I want to make a change, but I can't, I don't know how to explain it. But if you want to make a change in your life and you want to start doing things for God in His way, just start. It's even the little things, changing, I don't know what type of music you listen to or something like that, little things that point yourself to God. It's not too late, and it's easy.
No time like the present.
Yep. Yeah.
Very good.
So just
thank you.
step into that.
I think mine actually goes along with what we talked about this Sunday, but what I've been feeling a lot recently is if you're going through a hard time, or you're experiencing a difficult time in your life, don't let that just tear you down, because that is honestly, in my life, I know not everybody has been able to experience this, but in my life, in difficult moments, that's where I've been able to learn the most and grow the closest to God, if I allow Him to do that work in me. And it takes intentionality. It's hard. It's difficult. But my encouragement is, if you're going through a difficult season, if you're going through a difficult time, allow God to reveal to you how you can throw things away that you don't need, and just allow Him to invent or reinvent you, make you into the person who He wants you to be. Because He can. God can do amazing things if we believe in Him, if we have faith and we trust that He will. So that's our encouragement for you this week, and I pray that you all have a great week and are encouraged by those words. Thanks once again for joining us on the Ripple Effect podcast. We'll see you next week.